Hello, everybody, and it's 3D speed time again. First round of the season at Barcelona. We had a wet qualifying. Looks okay. Looks good. Okay, so that means I can just load my dry setup. 50-25 split. Nice. There we go. 24 degrees. We're good. Awesome. I think I'm good to go. So starting from 11th place, could have been a little bit higher, I think. I didn't nail the greasy / damp part of the qualifying. Wound up posting my best lap in the actual wet, which I think was a mistake. Also, I didn't get time for a second run, which I think some other people did, and they corrected some temperatures. I know Benjamin, Murrah, Baker, Sutherland, Mark Sutherland, not Neil, all overtook me towards the end. So there is that. Hopefully we can deliver here.
Are we allowed to refuel?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, the voice comms are working. I was going to say, we may or may not have Discord voice comms. You didn't hear it, but someone did speak. I believe it was Brandon Baker. We were having some comm issues beforehand, but we seem ready to go now. There we go. So a little bit higher than I was in practice. I was down in 15th in practice, so the rain lent me a hand. Although I have let my tires get a little cold here.
Okay, Michael, stay calm, focus.
Unfortunately, but not too cold. And Barcelona does tend to heat the tires up pretty quickly. So I've got... Ooh, what's Murrah doing? What are you doing, Murrah? Get going fast enough to slow it all down. Someone caused a big hold up front.
Go, go, go!
Car left. Hold your line.
Just got caught guessing a little bit too late.
Hold your line.
And one of the Bentleys got off to a flying start. That is
Hold your line.
one of the
Clear
K-Pax cars.
On your left.
Dominic Turcotte, who should be going forward. That's not someone I'm rivaled with, because he was like fastest in practice, I think, or
Hold your line.
top 3 at the very least.
Still there.
So I think he's
Still there.
definitely someone who got hurt by the wet weather qualifying. And we'll see him.
Is now in the lead.
Left side.
Goes for it. The Audi, very good at going late on the brakes.
Clear left.
Get some heat in the tires, hopefully.
Right side. Still there.
Down the inside of Adamien. We're rivals with Benjamin this season. He's finally a silver. I think it's going to be a really good silver class, although I do think silver, not silver, Zach Martin might be a little overpowered, but we'll see. He's also driving the overpowered McLaren 720S, which along with the BMW M4, one of the GPX Porsches, very off track, is John Archie. All 3 of the GPX Porsches, I think, qualified quite well. Archie, Higgs, and... no, I think Andreas is further back. Andreas, of course, looking to finally host the bronze trophy, having been denied it a couple times by the aforementioned Benjamin Adamien. So I find myself one spot down at the end of lap 1. P11's lap times are useless because the clock doesn't stop running when you're in the pits. So if you finish the session in the pits, your lap time will be longer. So, sunshine for 30 minutes. We'll obviously be wanting to get to the end of the race in terms of weather prediction before making my final call, although if we're getting 30 more minutes of dry, then chances that we'll be going on to wets are exceedingly limited, unless we go hard in the paint with this set of tires pretty much to the end. Ben Schwarian behind me. Good to have Ben back. One of the 5 Bentleys we have in the field. Kind of surprising. Kind of stunning. That we would have 5. But, that's what it is. What silvers are ahead of me? Mark Sutherland. I know Josh McLaughlin qualified quite high because the Porsches do well in the wet at Barcelona. I know this from my my cousin's race here when I was backseat driving. And he was in the Dragon Porsche, the Modena Motorsports Porsche. I got a little too much of the curb there, which is going to compromise me.
Car right.
And leave me a little bit vulnerable to the big
Hold
bad
your line.
Bentleys of
Clear
Schwari
right.
and Cliff Hemian. He's got the inside line if he wants to try to make a play, but he backs out. So Mark and McLaughlin ahead of me. I don't know where Zach Martin qualified. Like, I feel like he should be ahead of me because he was, like, by far the fastest silver in practice, but I also feel like he might have been one of the ones left out cold by the wet weather qualifying. I didn't see him up ahead, so he might be one coming from the back. Bentley's on me.
Okay, Michael, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
Then we got Jeremy Reeder in the third MoMA 5 BMW. The currently un-BOP'd and overpowered new kid on the block, the M4. That'll get hit with a BOP at some point and probably brought into line. I hope it's good, even after the BOP though. I'm not a huge fan of Beam and W, but, like, you know, a new car to spice things up be nice, because the M6 has been kind of in a weird limbo where it's probably better than most of the other cars of its generation.
New
Because it's
fastest
been
lap for
re-BOP'd and
Higgs,
they haven't.
145.58.
But
You've just done a
way faster right
148.24.
now.
Good luck.
Not
That's
keeping
your
up with the
quickest
top
today.
10. I should be able to go faster. This 48s are not good. I should be in the 47s. And I can do 46s. Qualified, of course, on like a 155, but that was in the wet. And pole position was like 153. Got some
P11.
Bentley battling going on behind me between the Prestige K-Pack BMW of Cliff Hemian and the independently run Boulet of Benjamin Schwari. And Martin is behind me, but coming up, so that'll be something to keep an eye on. I have faith in my ability to keep Martin
The gap
behind
in front
me,
has
but
increased to 5.8.
the problem is he can just undercut or overcut me and probably overtake me that way. He is that much faster. Barcelona, not a lot of overtaking opportunities, but raw speed will still do it for you because we do have that pit stop.
Fastest lap for Higgs, 145.47. New fastest lap for Sutherland, 145.26.
How's my fuel usage? Actually, a little bit lower than expected.
P11.
About a tenth lower. Got the brakes a little bit early to cover the inside. Just in case Hemian goes for it. Hemian's an old rival of mine. Looking good, and the Bentleys in general are looking good. They looked, them and the Porsches were the cars to beat in practice. And while the Bentleys appear not to have qualified especially well in the wet, judging by the fact that Turcotte in the other Prestige car was behind me, and obviously we can see Cliff and Ben Schwarry, the number 2 and number 3 Bentley drivers, to use their ratings, because the 4th and 5th ones are Tom Waz, the somewhat infamous destroyer of pylons, and newcomer Connor Costini, or Constini, not sure how to say his name. We'll call him Con.
That's a new fastest lap for Higgs, 145.20.
Maybe. Okay, now we're getting up to pace.
P11.
I like what I'm seeing. A little bit faster from Hemian. Someone I would like to beat. Prestiges. Not a team I think we can compete with, because they do have Dominic Turcotte, who, well, I think is showing especially well here today. He is a fast guy, and Hemian will probably be able to.
Okay, Michael, we think our refueling window will open after 21 minutes and closes at about 31 minutes.
And my teammate this season is bronze driver Ayrton Arseneaux, who I think can take the bronze trophy. Our goal is basically to take bronze and silver and just finish as high as we can championship-wise as a team. We're down a car to the likes of the Porsche North America team, as I got nudged there gently by Cliff Hemian.
The gap in front is now 7.3
and now Zach
seconds.
Martin gets by him. Really anything to worry about going forward. I don't think I can catch anybody. McLaughlin is falling back, so maybe he'll come to me. He's 9 seconds up the road and probably still faster than me. Yeah, 47.4. So he basically matched my fastest lap. And I'm going to do a 48.
P11.
48.4. Not sure really what happened on that lap. I'm a little bit low on pressures, to be honest. I'm a little surprised. My pressures were bang on in qualifying, or in not qualifying because I was wet, but in practice, and this is similar conditions. We still got Hemian with us, and Schwarry not too far away, which completely, of course, eliminates the idea that like I would just let Martin through, because they're close enough to follow him through. Question, is there anything pit stop wise I can do about this? Probably not. I can, with pretty
On your right, clear
reasonable
right.
faith, assume that we in fact will have a dry race the end, so there's no concern about track condition. I could go for an undercut and get out of this position. Like, not now. It's a little early right now, but and say, I don't know.
Fastest lap for Baker, 1:45.15.
Problem is that would be releasing
P11.
Zachary Martin, and that wouldn't really do me any good. I mean, yes, I'd be away from the fight, which would help, but if I'm going to beat Martin, which I think if I'm going to win the Silver Cup is going to have to happen at some point, maybe not here, because this is a good track for the McLaren 720S. It's a perfectly fine one for the Audi. But my chances, as it were, are going to be more where the McLaren is weak. Because it is and those will be few and far between, because that is a very strong car I have behind me.
Alright, Michael, don't let this guy distract you.
There's a reason it and the Bentley and the Porsche are the three, well, there's a reason it's one of the three most popular cars. I don't know why the Bentley is so popular this season. It has really taken all the British love with just one Aston Martin, which I don't think is here today. That being the form of Art Mitchell. I think someone else wanted one too. Someone wanted the Aaron Vino car. I'm just realizing, I think. Alright, so Martin's going to go for the undercut. That's definitely a good idea for him. Newcomer Martin Matassa in the pits, as well as Jeremy Reeder. We saw Andreas Lasudis go in early. I could follow Martin in, but to be honest, I don't know if I undercut him now, I might come out ahead of him. He's not the quickest pit stopper.
Car right. Hold your line. Still there. Clear right.
Just fade Hemian off. Dan French in behind me. I didn't even know he was here. Must have qualified his Mercedes near the back. That's the problem, is I still have... My fight is probably, if we're being honest, more with Hemian and Shori than it is with Zach Martin. And it's certainly not with Dan French. Stop go, car 23. Not sure who... Oh, that's Martin Matassa. So that's not helping me out any. He was in the
okay, Michael, you've got half your fuel left.
And I don't think he is a guy I'm working with today. I think he's a little further down the pecking order. That might help, though. Car 223. That's one of the other Argentines. Benjamin Adamien. Well, he was already behind me. But I guess it removes him as a threat. Not getting any remotely consistent lap times here. See many 48s coming up. I knew this would happen. The setup I went with is not the most stable platform. Tires are in really good temperature shape, though. I was expecting to be battling with overheating lefts.
Sutherland ahead is now 10 seconds.
I wonder if French will take Zach Martin's cue and go for the undercut. He is not the biggest. It's going to come off as offensive, but he's not a guy who I think has a reactive strategy all that much, but maybe he will. Using his own buddy's words against him. Simeon Naku. There's a familiar face. He's now behind me. You could argue I do want a little bit more pressure in the tires. That would be another reason to go for an undercut. Probably need about 2-3 clicks all around. It's set for the right front. French is in.
P11.
William Murrah.
Okay, Michael. Your lap
Is
times
the
are pretty
first of the
consistent.
top 10 to go in? Yep. They are not. Yeah, I need kind of an all-around, probably about 2/10 to 3/10 even of tire pressure. Daku catching up to me. I have no idea what pace he has. Haven't seen him.
Naku is closing in. The gap is now 1.2. They're quicker than you entering turn 10.
Not surprise me if he's faster. Simeon's got very solid pace. It's just a matter of one, he arrives late to the races, so he tends to have very little time to qualify. And two, some consistency battles. Car 32, that's Dan French, I think. That'll help me out. Wonder if someone is taking out the pit lane sign, which is a faux pas by the ESR charter. If we can figure out who it was, the only problem is on. It looks like it is gone. Okay, so we'll have to be careful and willing to take a
okay, Michael, we're
bit of a slow pit stop. 46.4 for
left.
He's doing excellent. Pit stopping anytime as soon as I feel like the tires are starting to go, or we hit about 15 minutes left. So either way, probably 2 more laps on these set of tires.
The gap to Sutherland in front is now 11 seconds.
40 or 33 liters of fuel. I feel like I could probably trim some fuel off of the 25 I intend to bring in, but I don't think I will. I'm getting way better fuel. I'm getting about a 10th better lap than I expected, and also I'm running a little, at the same time, running a little slower than I calculated for. Looking at about low 20s of laps. I might gamble and take 5 liters less. Take 20.
Ten minutes of fuel remaining.
That'll give me 1 lap of safety. Simeon in.
Okay, Michael, there's a car exiting the pits. Heads up.
Cortesi in.
8th place.
Baker in.
Naku behind is pitting now.
Stan French ahead of me. 47 flat. I would like to get into the 46s. And that's Adamy in serving his drive through. Where's 5th place? Someone must have crossed the start-finish line in the pits, and that's why they're still showing 5th. Must be. My goal is to come out in 11th, but I don't think that's going to happen.
The gap to Baker behind is increasing. It's now 6.5.
I'm doing good laps right now, but I also would like to get in and add 2 clicks to the tires. Tires are kind of coming into their own right now. Might stay out for one more lap. At the same time, what's the blue flags like? Oh. Blue flags are fine because French should. Fuck it. You know what? In.
Watch your speed. When we leave the pits, we think we'll be in P7, just in front of Higgs. Baker behind is pitting.
2/10 all around. I think I might have sped. Hopefully not. It would be embarrassing if I do. Good pit stop, I think. Oh, little short. Little short. One of the Sutherlands rejoining. I think Neil. Because I think I have the wrong livery for Mark. Because he joined in a custom. He fixed it, but once it's loaded in, it tends to stay. No penalty, no penalty, no penalty. No penalty, please. No penalty. It helps if I don't fuck up the ignition. That's Baker.
There's traffic approaching.
Ah! Shit.
Go penalty for speeding in.
And I came out. Well, I may.
Left side,
I came out behind Schwarry too.
You've got 3 laps to serve this penalty.
Okay, well.
15 minutes
So
left.
much for a good result to open up the season. We'll have to serve that probably right away. Came out ahead of Naku. And quite a ways ahead of Hemian. Looks like Hemian may have had a bad pit stop, but I mean my pit stop was worse because I got the penalty. 30-second stop go. It's not even like a nice drive-through. This will be a bad one. Bad opening. I shouldn't have gone up into 3rd gear for the pit approach. I'm not really going to fight Simeon because this is not my fight anymore. I mean, I guess I kind of want Ben Schwarry to beat him because Ben is a little bit less of a rival. Just because Ben tends to not attend as often as Simeon. Simeon will probably be here all 6 races. If I were to guess, I'd say Ben's going to miss 1 or 2. So, he is less of a threat in that regard. And into the pits again we go.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
There we go. In we go. I wish it wasn't a stop-go. It feels too much. It feels too much. It feels like this really should be a drive-through. Or there should be levels to it, because I think I sped by like... I think I was at like 55, maybe. Well, more practice with the pits, the pit stall location.
We've got 2 laps to come in for this
There
penalty.
we go. Oh, Okay, I was going to say, that took a long time to go away. I also think I mildly fucked up with the choice to actually fix my spot there. That's Reader going past me. Might be able to run him down. He's got a certain slightly erratic streak to him. Maybe we can do something. Someone took out the exit sign.
There's traffic behind. Keep your wits about you. Blue flag.
That's nearly as much of a problem. Car 15. That is Connor Costine. Ah, he is here. I was gonna say I didn't know if Connor was here, but the newcomer to the Bentley tribe with 905 Racing, sporting the CMR liveries. The great Tom Laws and his new teammate Connor Costini. They're both ahead of me. I said I wouldn't see the backs of them all race. They've done it. Can I get them? I don't know if I have enough time. I'll get Connor, I think.
Baker,
probably.
135.00.
Tom might be a little too far ahead. And a top, we'll call it a top 15 has kind of gone away, and I think we're looking at 23rd, 22nd place. Unless there's carnage ahead or penalties, or admittedly, with no pit window, it is possible that someone hasn't pitted that's ahead of me. Possible. At least Benjamin Adamian also had a bad day, so I've got that to assist me. Because I think if I were to identify the big threats to my silver title, Adamian, I think, is one. But Zach Martin is the biggest, I think. Josh McLaughlin and Mark Sutherland also can't be overlooked. Car 75 off.
324.
Neil Sutherland up in third. So that BMW M4 showing off its somewhat OP-ness. I don't think Neil had a single podium last season. He did have a top 5 or 2 though, so not ridiculous. But the estimate is a number of tenths of a second faster a lap is that M4 than I can get alongside him, but I'm not going to get past him.
10 minutes left.
Car left. Clear left.
Oh, he kind of let me have that, I think. I think that was his spot to keep. I think.
The lead car's pitting.
I think I would have, got him eventually, but I think right there, I think he still had me with that inside line into the hairpin there. Also made a slight bobble there near the end of sector 2, so that also would have been something he probably could have used. Hopefully that ends up on commentary, because I would like to look at it as a commentator. Maybe my opinion changes. So a couple hadn't pitted yet. Mark Sutherland, Max Simmons. They'll both come out ahead of me, though.
P23.
First 46 of the day.
Sutherland.
Tom Laws, I think, stumbled off
White
the track.
flag.
So, that door has come open. Maybe a 22nd place. This is never one of my greater tracks, though. It's also not a very easy to overtake track.
Blue flag.
Neil Sutherland in the lead. I feel like I was very much correct about those M4s. Although Reader hasn't exploded up the order too much. Still looks like he's in 20th place. I think he's the top bronze. I have no idea where my teammate Ayrton Arseneaux is. He's the other option. Do I want to handle the blue here? Not here. This is not a good spot until we get to out of this corner here.
On your right. Clear right. Right side. Clear right.
Alright, hits
Blue flag.
through. Kind of ended up cutting off Dom Turcotte, but there was no way to let all three through. Go inside.
23rd place.
Car right.
You've got a way better exit.
Hold your line.
I'm going to brake early.
Hold your line. Still there. Clear right.
My apologies to Dominic Turcotte. I don't know if I could have made that any easier, if I could have really made that easiher though.
New fastest lap
The
for
only thing would
Baker,
be if I had used
144.85.
the late straightaway leading into the ones. Although I will say this, Neil Sutherland's going to get an earful when I'm done this race because I don't like it when he. I don't like people who flash the headlights. I was already giving him the racing line. I don't know what he wanted. Like that to me was rude. Car ahead of you is clearly aware of the blue flag. It's not like I'm ridiculously slower than them. I mean, I understand I'm in 23rd place, but I was, on the back end of the top 10. And then I got myself a penalty. I even talked about being careful into the pit lane, and I didn't do it. Let's see what times they do ahead of me. 45.1, 45.6, 45 flat.
Now leading.
So I mean,
P23.
a second and a half to 2 seconds faster. William Murrah, by the way, next up on my list, although probably not a lap.
5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes left. Keep it neat and tidy. We still might get something out of this.
He'll probably be the last one. I think I won't get lapped by 5th place Simmons there.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 25 Celsius.
Track temp decreasing. I think I might have been one click overzealous with the tires, but they have been faster in this stint. This is going to be the fastest lap here. Probably about a half second faster. I mean, of course, also less fuel in the car. Well, not even that really, because I didn't even adjust right, because I'm just now into the pit fuel. I put too much fuel in the car, but it's fine. So Waz is my only real hope. He's 4.5 seconds up. I've got at least 2 laps to catch him. No more than that, right? Oh, maybe actually. Might have a third one. 2 laps of 1:45. It's going to come to 2:30. We had more than 3:30. That's going to come to 3:30, and we did have more than 3:30 on the clock, I think. So I might get one more lap. Definitely got one more after this, and then there might
There's an
just
incident in turn 7. It looks
be
like
another one.
Johnston.
Spencer Johnston off, or Scott or Spencer. I never can remember. He's definitely ahead of me, I think, because I think everyone's ahead of me. I think it's just Connor and Benjamin that are behind me, or maybe someone else. There was someone else. We had 26 at the start. It looks like we just lost somebody's car. I know I'm also ahead of Connor. The other one I'm ahead of is unknown to me. Hello, Bentley. I have seen a lot of Bentleys today. Early on racing against Turcotte.
That's 2 minutes left.
And his
2 minutes.
Hemian. Wow, that is a twitchy Bent. Why are you so twitchy, Tom was? It's not a car known for being that twitchy.
P23.
Should be able to get him next lap, I think. Adam Ian's the other one behind me, so we lost somebody else who was behind me. Maybe Matassa? Maybe Matassa? Martin Matassa? That's my guess. Adam Ian out behind there. What is up with Murrah? He's moved into blue flag range a couple times. And, oh, Andreas Lasudis might be suitable for munching as well. I'll need another lap if we're gonna get him, though. If this is the last lap, I'm only getting Waz. Best case. And even that, I think, would have been helped by Adam Yen, but he decided to stay out of the way, which is fair. He's not really racing anybody.
All right, Michael. 10 minutes of
When
fuel
you're in
remaining.
his spot,
On your right.
leave
Still
him
there.
room, but not too
Hold your
much.
line.
Oh.
Clear right. On your right. Clear right. Clear left. On your left. Clear left.
Cut him in. Not really sure why Murrah's sticking his nose in there. It's last lap. He really just risked his car for nothing. But
P24.
Tom Laws
There we go.
really
It's
tried.
over. Bring it back round.
might be worth. Might go to the stewards on that one. We'll take a look at it before I sign off.
There's an incident
I think
in
the
turn
first
3.
contact-
Looks like it's Higgs.
His fault. Then I rear-ended him, which is hard to get. You're finished the race,
Right
Murrah.
side.
We're on the cooldown.
Still there.
We are, in fact, on the cooldown here, Murrah.
Hold your line. Clear right.
You
Car
don't
right.
have to
Clear
flash
right.
your headlights, and also you're not supposed to be going full speed on the cooldown. Like even the 109 I'm
Right.
doing right now
Clear right.
is technically more than you're supposed to do on a cooldown lap.
Car right. Clear right.
I usually just cruise around in second gear, because I do like to do the full finish. But yeah, checkered flags out for us. 22nd place. Pending any penalty I get from the contact with Waz. The second contact I'm a little worried about just because it was to the rear. I would argue he messed up by getting such a poor launch out of the turn. Like I don't think I could have avoided the contact, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But that will be up to Mr. Jack Hunvikson.
Testing. Hello! I don't know why I did the hello. I'm actually pinning this onto the back of my recording. So what happened is after the Wednesday 3D speed race here at Barcelona, the OBS decided to crash. And I've managed to, I believe, restore the file. And if not, I'm just doing this for my own peace of mind, I guess. So after the race, I usually look at any incidents I was involved in. Like, is it worth reporting? Is it worth reporting the other person? Is it worth self-reporting? Oh, here it is. This is my contacts. Contacts, plural. Contacts, plural, with... Hey, is my mic not doing the half volume thing? I look like I'm getting good volume. I'll have to listen to this afterwards. Maybe that's been fixed. That would be hell of a thing. Let's see. Huh. No, it looks like it might be fixed. Interesting. That would be nice. But anyways, we're looking at my series of contacts with Tom Was on the last lap here, lap 21 for us. Everyone else got 22 laps. Not everyone else, but 22 laps was the full distance, but we got lapped. And this is a fight over 22nd place, if memory serves correctly. So let's have a look here. What angle do I want? Probably the overhead would be the best. There we go. That'll probably do it. So what happens here is Tom makes a mistake here heading into the last little hairpin. Opens the door for me. I go for it. I leave him sufficient room. I'm not worried about this contact. This contact is just incidental. No one's fault. The question is... There. See, okay, so my live feeling was that was Tom's fault. And I kind of have to stick with it. He's the one that moves into my line. It doesn't come to anything. I'm not going to report him for anything because I get the position in the end. Spoiler. So I'm not in any way looking to report Tom or get him a penalty. I'm looking if I want to self-report myself. So that's the initial contact. We have this one here, which is purely incidental. I don't think this is anyone's fault because we watch here. I don't think I really have any way of avoiding him. Well, I mean, I do, but nothing really happens. And then there's this contact here. That one's the one that I'm pondering putting a penalty on my... would be the possible self-report. There's the second contact, or I guess the third contact. And then there's that one. I'm not doing anything weird there. He's the one that's kind of unusual. Can I get on board? Let's get on board with him. Let's watch his inputs here for a hot sec. I don't know why he switches up into third gear there. That is, I think, literally what causes the contact, is that he switches into third gear right there. And there's no way he was at the appropriate revs. So that's how I caught him and ended up bumping him. It sends him wide here. And I go through. My gut is I still agree with my live interpretation that I think that of the four contacts, the first one's incidental, the second one is his fault, the third one is incidental and largely unavoidable, and the fourth one is me rear-ending him, and therefore, to a degree, is my fault. But at the same time, I don't think I'd expect another driver to react to the gear shift and the level of pace differential without hitting him. And that would be my justification for not self-reporting myself. So I think I'm fine. Tom might disagree and might take it to the steward. And the steward might disagree. And I'll take my penalty with, a plum, if that is the needed. The other thing I wanted to check out here is William Murrah in behind us is trying to lap us. I don't really know why, because it's the last lap, and, that's the car chasing him. So, it's not even close. And I think he is actually... Okay, that may be a little bit more on Tom. Still, it seemed a little fierce given that there was nothing to play for. If anything, I think that closed the gap with Max Simmons. But anyways. So that was my stewarding look. My race was not ruined, but definitely significantly hampered by a drive-through penalty. Or not a drive-through penalty, a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Totally my fault. I mean, I said this the other day to people when I had like basically the same speech. Obviously, the rules in SRO are that a speeding in the pit lane penalty is a stop-go. And as a result, the game is always going to employ a stop-go penalty because it's trying to go for realism. That's fine. That is what it is. I do wish that there was in real life a difference of a drive-through versus a stop-go penalty. Because I think the stop-go penalty, unfortunately, kind of just really sandbags your race. I mean, we're talking a difference of like 10 positions. Probably pretty close to that anyways. And this was a fairly spread out field. In a closer field, they could be more. And it's for like 2-3 kilometers over. It almost encourages, like, if you're gonna get caught speeding in the pit lane, you might as well just do fucking 150 or something. But that's just a minor gripe about real life motorsport. And that's really all I can say. Looks like my mic might be fixed. Maybe. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.